When nature reacts in ways no one expects. How fast can things go from awake to danger? From a giraffe, didn't just poke its head into a car, it smashed the windshield with its horns. To a tourist climbed into a crocodile enclosure, thinking a 15-foot croc was a plastic prop. To a young gorilla hit the zoo glass so hard, it cracked a layer of reinforced glass. Let's uncover 25 real animal incidents caught on camera. At West Midlands Safari and Leisure Park in Worcestershire, England, a couple on a drive-through safari experienced a startling encounter. A giraffe poked its head through their car window and then smashed the windscreen.
Oh God!
According to a report by Newsweek, the giraffe, drawn by food offered by the visitors, thrust its horns against the glass, cracking it. The park's own signage warns that do not allow animals to put their head inside your vehicle, keep your windows half shut or shut completely, and clarifies that damage to vehicles by animals is not the responsibility of the park. In the incident, although no person was hurt, the vehicle's window was severely damaged, and the unexpected nature of the giraffe's action left many surprised about how quickly a benign-looking safari moment could go wrong. Have you ever had an encounter with an animal that was dangerous? What is your most unforgettable memory with animals? Let's discuss in the comments section. The next incident shows how danger can come from something almost impossible to see. In 2014, a British tourist had a terrifying experience during a walking safari in Botswana after being attacked by a puff adder. This snake is highly venomous and is found widely across sub-Saharan Africa. The bite happened in one of Botswana's well-known wildlife reserves, where travelers often walk to explore nature more closely. Puff adders are considered among the most dangerous snakes in Africa because of their excellent camouflage and their habit of staying still instead of escaping. In this case, the tourist needed fast medical help, showing how important it is to act quickly after a snake bite. Fortunately, the safari guides responded immediately and made sure the victim reached medical care in time. But if a hidden snake is terrifying, what happens when someone walks straight into danger, on purpose? In late April 2025, a 29-year-old man visiting Cabug Island Mangrove and Wetlands Park in Zamboanga, Sibugay Province, Philippines, climbed over a chain-link fence and entered the water of a crocodile enclosure, allegedly thinking that the large reptile inside, a 15-foot female named Lalai, was a statue or plastic fixture. Once inside, the crocodile attacked him. Onlookers screamed and tried to warn him, but the man remained in the enclosure for about 30 minutes before a zookeeper intervened. Medics later found the tourist badly wounded, but the man was fortunate to have survived. Still, not all close calls happen in the wild. Some walk right through your front door. In October 2023, a black bear broke into a home in Barkhamsted, Connecticut, USA, and was caught on the homeowner's Ring security cameras roaming through the house, eventually entering the kitchen, opening the freezer, and grabbing a package of frozen lasagna with its mouth. The video shows the bear standing on its hind legs to operate the freezer drawer. Then, with lasagna in tow, it uses the open freezer door as a step to climb out through an open kitchen window, escape onto the deck, and walk away. According to the homeowner, named Helena Richardson, no one was home at the time, and she was alerted to the incident only by the doorbell/security system during her absence. Now, see what happens when a gorilla loses its patience with the zoo glass. Gorilla smashes glass. On October 11, 2025, a 10-year-old western lowland gorilla named Denny charged full force at the glass viewing panel in the zoo's gorilla forest habitat, striking it with enough force to crack one layer of the 3-layer tempered glass barrier. The impact was so powerful that many visiting families described it as feeling like an earthquake, and some people screamed and scrambled as the glass fractured. According to the zoo, neither Denny nor any visitor was injured. The gorilla remained inside safely, and staff promptly closed off and secured the exhibit, while preparations began to replace the damaged glass panel. Zoo officials said that behavior of this sort is not unheard of among young male gorillas. Bursts of energy, charging, and powerful physical displays are common as they mature. On July 4, 2025, two college-aged friends, Margaret Bowles and Maddie Cronin, were paddleboarding off Stony Beach in Woods Hole when the peaceful outing turned into a harrowing close call. While Cronin was photographing Bowles, a gray dorsal fin, estimated to be about 8 inches above water, suddenly appeared just feet away from their boards. The sighting triggered immediate panic, Bowles reportedly exclaimed, and both scrambled to paddle back to shore as fast as they could, so hastily that one of the paddles even broke during their escape. After reaching safety and reviewing their photos and video, the pair realized what they had encountered. Experts from the New England Aquarium and the Massachusetts Division of Marine Fisheries confirmed that the fin belonged to a juvenile great white shark. Did you like this video? Don't just stop at the like button. If you're watching on your phone, hit that hype too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. And now see what happens when swimmers don't even realize predators are directly beneath them. Drone footage captured over Bondi Beach showed swimmers and surfers in the water above a school of salmon, unaware that as many as 2 sharks, believed to be gray nurse sharks, were feeding just beneath them. At one point in the video, a swimmer passes directly over a shark. Moments later, a second shark is seen surfacing from behind a bait ball of fish. Though gray nurse sharks are generally considered largely harmless to humans, experts and local authorities warn that swimming near baitfish schools is risky because such fish attract sharks, including more dangerous species, and beachgoers should avoid those areas. In October 2024, during a local festival in Ekma Town, an Asian elephant, described as a rampaging elephant, suddenly turned violent and attacked vehicles on a busy road. According to eyewitness-caught video footage, the elephant lifted a car off the ground and smashed it around while there was reportedly someone still inside. It then repeatedly struck the car against the side of a nearby bus, causing panic. Many bystanders recorded the chaotic scene on their phones as people scrambled to escape. The rampage created a spontaneous, dangerous traffic jam and widespread alarm. By the end of the disturbance, local reports say the elephant was eventually calmed by its caretaker and led away to a secluded garden, where it was tied to a tree. Thankfully, the occupant of the car apparently escaped without serious injury, though it remains unclear whether everyone on the bus emerged unharmed. Would you have stayed inside the vehicle if an elephant suddenly started attacking it? Let us know in the comments below. A routine maintenance task at the zoo turned horrifying on August 18, 2024, when a large crocodile attacked a staff member inside the crocodile enclosure. A security guard who heard the commotion shot the crocodile, a move that likely saved the worker's life. Medical teams rushed the victim to the hospital, where he underwent a lengthy multi-hour surgery. The crocodile was later confirmed dead from its wounds, and the zoo stressed that at no point were visitors at risk because the incident happened during a closed-hours maintenance. The next moment proves that when predators hunt, even walls aren't enough to stop them. In November 2025, visitors to Jahalana Leopard Reserve on the outskirts of Jaipur captured a dramatic video of a female leopard, identified as Flora, one of the reserve's oldest leopards, hunting and killing a deer, then clearing an approximately 8-foot wall in a single bound while carrying the prey in her mouth. Now see an animal using something scientists once thought only humans could master. In May 2024, researchers collaborating with the Heilsach Wolf and Biodiversity Project on the central coast of British Columbia set out to solve a mystery. Crab traps laid to control invasive European green crabs were repeatedly found empty or damaged, as though something was stealing the bait. To find the culprit, they deployed motion-activated remote cameras near the traps, and within a day, captured stunning footage. A female coastal wolf swam out into deep water, grabbed a floating buoy attached to a submerged crab trap by its rope, and then hauled the trap ashore. Once the trap emerged, the wolf tore open its netting, pulled out the bait cup, and devoured the bait, all in under 3 minutes. Scientists involved in the study described this behavior as potentially the first documented example of a wild canid using a tool to obtain food. In South Africa's Kruger National Park, a lion kneels beside a watering hole to drink under the midday sun. As the big cat laps up the water, a small turtle suddenly surfaces and begins nudging and biting at the lion's muzzle, seemingly annoyed by the intrusion. The lion initially ignores the turtle, but the tiny reptile keeps pushing forward, even bumping against the lion's face with surprising persistence. Startled and irritated, the lion eventually steps back and moves away, allowing the turtle to reclaim its watery domain. In late October 2025, near the coastline of Gokarna, in the Uttara Kannada district, Karnataka, India, a dolphin approximately 5 to 6 feet long washed ashore close to the stretch by Surya Resort. The sea was rough, and the animal appeared weak and distressed, struggling to breathe and move due to the strong waves and adverse weather conditions. 2 local youths, Yashwant Mahabaleshwar Gowda and Madhu Gowda, noticed the dolphin's plight and sprang into action. With help from nearby bystanders and tourists, they waded into the surf, carefully maneuvered the dolphin, and guided it through the waves back toward deeper water. Their efforts succeeded, and the dolphin swam away once it returned to the deeper sea. Alive, the event prompted widespread praise. Residents, fellow tourists, and online viewers lauded the quick thinking, compassion, and bravery of the 2 men. On April 15, 2025, a visitor named Arun Hafiz was driving through a section at Knowsley Safari Park in Prescott, England, when one of the baboons climbed onto his car, began tugging at the window wiper, and eventually snapped it clean in half. In another viral clip from 2022, a father's Porsche was targeted by baboons. They climbed over the mirror, bit it, and then pulled and twisted the rear windscreen wiper. Visitors to the baboon jungle zone of the park report common car damage such as pulled-off wipers, removed wing mirrors or antennas, especially for vehicles that drive through without closed windows or roof racks removed. A dramatic incident occurred on November 24, 2025, at Qunlingshan Park in Guiyang, China, when visitors filmed a large troop of macaques, reportedly around 100, racing down the mountain, leaping over barriers, sliding along cables, and rushing past startled tourists. The video, which quickly went viral, shows people ducking or moving aside as the monkeys poured downhill in what looked like a chaotic stampede. Although alarming to viewers, the park is known for its dense and highly habituated macaque population, and officials later explained that such mass movements can occur naturally, especially when troops shift feeding areas or become disturbed. In August 2025, a frightening encounter at Bandipur Tiger Reserve in Karnataka was caught on camera when a wild tusker charged a tourist who had stepped out of his vehicle to photograph the elephant feeding near the roadside. Video recorded by bystanders shows the man running as the elephant suddenly charges, knocking him down and briefly pinning him under its foot before moving away. Despite the severity of the attack, the tourist survived with injuries and was taken to a hospital for treatment. Forest officials and wildlife experts sharply criticized the man's actions, noting that he violated reserve rules by exiting his vehicle in a core wildlife zone. Authorities later identified him and issued a roughly $300 fine for endangering himself and disturbing wildlife. The incident underscores ongoing concerns about human behavior in protected areas like Bandipur, where elephants frequently move along highways and can react defensively when approached or disturbed. The next conflict proves that danger comes in all sizes, even in a peaceful pond. In the video filmed in Chengdu, China, a golden retriever named Shi is swimming happily in a lake when a territorial black swan suddenly charges at it. The swan swims rapidly toward the dog, then starts pecking and snapping aggressively around the dog's head and body. The dog's owner shouts repeatedly for Shi to come back, and eventually the dog scrambles out of the water toward the shore, still being harassed by the swan until it's safe. Fortunately, the dog appears uninjured despite the swan's sustained attack. In a situation, a group of bears has figured out how to work the crowd. After a few successful food tosses from visitors, the bears begin signaling for more. But this isn't just random movement. One bear in particular stretches out its paws in a way that looks strikingly human, making a clear gesture that says, "More, please." The crowd bursts into laughter, completely charmed by the bear's expressive behavior. It's not just adorable, it's intentional. The bear repeats the motion, knowing exactly how to capture attention and score another snack. While no one's sure how it picked up the habit, one thing is obvious: this bear has mastered the art of nonverbal communication. The next moment shows just how fast confidence can turn into a hard lesson. Oryx are magnificent creatures, equipped with long, sharp horns that can reach up to 3 feet in length. When the bold badger charges a large oryx, seemingly confident, it can take on the antelope. At first it slams into the oryx's flank, claws extended, but the oryx quickly reacts, snapping its head, and then using a sweeping horn thrust motion to flip the badger several feet into the air. The badger tumbles awkwardly, stunned, and the oryx stands its ground as the badger scrambles away, clearly realizing it underestimated its opponent. The next incident shows what happens when loud human celebrations collide with wild instincts. In early 2024, a herd of wild elephants at a mineral-rich stream in Ernakulam in the Idukki district of Kerala was filmed running away in panic when locals burst firecrackers to celebrate a church festival. Video footage captured by bystanders shows the elephants, which had gathered to drink water, suddenly startled by the loud noise of the crackers, upon which the herd scattered and fled. In central India's jungle safari region, near Naya Raipur, a tour bus full of tourists experienced a terrifying encounter when a wild tiger suddenly charged after their vehicle. The incident occurred on February 14 on a forest road. The tiger grabbed a piece of plastic hanging from the rear door of the bus, held on for several minutes, then unexpectedly pursued the bus for about 200 meters, while the terrified passengers inside screamed. The vehicle survived without serious passenger injuries, but the event alarmed both safari operators and guests. Wildlife officials later terminated 3 employees of the safari for lapses in judgment related to the situation. Wildlife experts note that tigers may mock charge vehicles when they feel threatened, surprised, or deprived of their normal escape routes. As reported by The Independent in April 2023, in one safari in the Jim Corbett Tiger Reserve, a tiger lunged toward a jeep after the vehicle came too close, interpreted by some specialists as a warning rather than a full attack. In 2018, a tourist in a safari vehicle in the Okavango Delta region of Botswana had a close-up encounter with a young wild leopard. While the group was observing wildlife from their vehicle, the leopard approached, climbed part of the vehicle, and began pawing and biting at the tourist's shoe. The leopard's behavior, jumping into the vehicle's space and interacting directly with the tourist's foot, was unexpected and risky. According to wildlife experts, this kind of behavior by a leopard signals a serious safety breach. When big cats become comfortable with vehicles or humans, there is a risk of escalation. Although no major injuries were reported in this case, the tourist did suffer a small wound from the clawing and was very fortunate. The incident prompted commentary from big cat specialists who warned that repeated close contact between vehicles and leopards can lead to dangerous behaviors and, ultimately, to situations where the animal may be destroyed for safety. Let's start with an incident that perfectly demonstrates how a single moment of poor judgment can turn a family outing into a life-threatening situation. A woman was enjoying a peaceful day at the Toronto Zoo with her family when a gust of wind blew her hat into a Sumatran tiger enclosure. Now, most rational people would immediately seek help from zoo staff or simply accept the loss of their hat. But without hesitation and apparently without regard for the consequences, she jumped over a fence and into the tiger enclosure. The tiger paced nearby, and everyone watching knew that a second's delay could have resulted in a tragic outcome. The crowd held their breath as they watched this woman standing only feet from one of nature's most powerful predators. Fortunately, the woman was separated from the tiger by a secondary barrier and was able to retrieve her hat and climb out uninjured. In many news accounts, the woman was criticized for her reckless behavior. On July 25, 2025, in Hendersonville, North Carolina, a determined woodpecker spots a large black rat snake climbing up the trunk of a tree toward the cavity that holds its nest. As the snake ascends, the woodpecker swoops in, dive-bombing repeatedly, its beak striking the snake's scales with quick, sharp jabs. The snake pauses mid-climb, recoiling from the attacks, while the woodpecker lands near the entrance, fluffs its wings in aggressive display, and pecks at the intruder until the reptile retreats down the trunk. Eventually, the woodpecker returns to the nest, evidently victorious in defending its young from the snake's invasion. At safari, a pack of wild dogs zeroes in on a warthog that has tried to seek refuge underground. The warthog is pinned near its den, while several dogs dig frantically with paws and claws, flinging dirt into the air as they try to reach their prey. The warthog attempts to bolt, bursting from the burrow, but the dogs quickly regroup. They chase it across the open terrain, their coordination and speed overwhelming the warthog's solitary defense. Ultimately, the warthog is caught, and the pack moves in for the final attack, underscoring the brutal efficiency of the wild dog's teamwork in the African savanna. Each incident in this collection, whether surprising, frightening, or unexpectedly human, shows how quickly the line between calm and chaos can shift. At the same time, they highlight our own role in these situations. Some events happened because of curiosity, carelessness, or a misunderstanding of the risks. Others occurred simply because animals were acting on instinct in places where human activity and wildlife overlap. No matter the cause, each moment offers a lesson in respect and awareness. As we continue to explore the natural world, scenes like these remind us to stay alert, follow safety guidelines, and understand that even the most familiar animals can react in ways we do not expect. Wildlife deserves distance, patience, and caution. When we give it that, both people and animals have a better chance of staying safe. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to discover interesting things about animals, check out my video about animal mispoking, where small animals take down larger opponents. Click on the tab that appears on the screen now. Enjoy the video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.